Welcome to the Scary Records. These voices were silenced. Tonight we let them speak. In the early 1970s, graveyards across Bavaria started emptying themselves. Coffins were pried open, corpses vanished. The ones left behind were violated. Police thought they were hunting a gang. They were wrong. This was one man, deaf, mute, and hungry. Nuremberg, 1972, West Germany. For months, cemeteries reported the same horror, raves disturbed in the dead of night. Not just robbery, desecration. Personal belongings of the dead were stolen. Rings, watches, dresses, but worse. The bodies themselves were exhumed, mutilated, molested, and gnawed on. The German press had a name for him before police even had a suspect. Der Vampir von Nuremberg, the vampire of Nuremberg. His name was Kuno Hofmann, born 1931. Deaf and mute from childhood. His father was a brute who beat him constantly. His mother died when he was young. The state took him. Orphanages, institutions. He never learned to speak. He never learned to hear, but he learned to watch. By 1972, Kuno was 41. He lived alone. No job, no friends, just silence. And a growing obsession with the dead. He wasn't killing. He didn't have to. The cemeteries of Bavaria were giving him everything he wanted. Fresh bodies, night after night. May 1972, North Cemetery, Nuremberg. Morgue attendant George Wormuth was doing night rounds. He heard something in the chapel. He walked in and found Kuno Hofmann kissing a female corpse he had just dug up. Wormuth froze. Kuno turned. Their eyes met. Kuno pulled a gun. He fired at Wormuth. Missed. Ran. Wormuth survived and gave police their first description. The manhunt began. Days later, they arrested Kuno Hofmann. In his apartment, clothes stolen from corpses, jewelry, photographs, and human remains. How do you try a man who cannot speak, who cannot hear? Kuno's trial was conducted entirely through sign language and written notes. Psychiatrists called him a necrophile with compulsive tendencies. He never denied it. He couldn't. The evidence was in his bedroom. He showed no remorse, no understanding. When asked why, he just shrugged. The court ruled him criminally insane. He was committed to a psychiatric hospital for life. The press called it one of the most revolting cases in German criminal history. The court ordered a full psychiatric evaluation. What they found was silence and ritual. Kuno Hofmann wasn't just digging up bodies, he was collecting. Psychiatrists documented his apartment like a crime scene exhibit. Dresses stolen from female corpses folded neatly, jewelry cataloged, locks of hair in envelopes labeled by date. He didn't speak, but he wrote one sentence over and over in his notebooks. They don't say no. Doctors diagnosed him with severe necrophilia and compulsive fetishistic disorder. He didn't see corpses as dead. He saw them as his, as property, as companions who couldn't reject him. His deafness and muteness weren't just medical facts. They were his motive. A life of total rejection had curdled into this. George Wormuth never set foot in a cemetery again. That night in May 1972 broke him. In his police statement, he said Kuno wasn't startled, wasn't ashamed. He looked at me like I'd interrupted a date. Wormuth described the scene. Kuno cradling the corpse, kissing its lips, whispering into its ear soundlessly. When Wormuth shouted, Kuno just smiled, then pulled the gun. The bullet missed Wormuth's head by inches. It lodged in the chapel wall. For years after Wormuth told reporters he still dreamed of that sound. Not the gunshot, the silence after. Because Kuno never screamed, never begged. He just vanished into the dark between gravestones. We don't know their names. German privacy laws sealed the identities of the dead, but we know the numbers. Between 1970 and 1972, over 30 graves were opened across Bavaria. Not all were Kuno, but the ones that matched his pattern were women, recently buried, young. He didn't take men. He didn't take children. He took brides, students, mothers, women who died before 40. Police found makeup in his apartment. He'd applied it to the corpses, redressed them, posed them. One detective's report said he was trying to have the life he was denied. But with the dead, their families were never told the full details. The court decided it was too cruel. So their second burial was in sealed records. After Kuno Hofmann, Bavaria changed. Cemeteries installed floodlights, morgues added steel doors and night guards. The state passed new laws. Bodies had to be buried within 96 hours, not left in chapels overnight, because of one deaf-mute man. Germany stopped trusting the dead to rest alone. Kuno died in a psychiatric hospital in the 1990s. No obituary, no grave marker. His file is still classified. But the name lives on, whispered by German morticians when they lock up at night. Der Vampir von Nuremberg. Some stories have filed away, this one was locked away, but we played it back for you. This was the Scary Records.